we welcome you all to the another interesting podcast. I am introducing here Mrs. Kajal Mehra, who is mother of our young author Advit Mehra. She's a constant source of support and inspiration for our young author Advit, and her commitment to fostering creativity and cultivating a passion for storytelling is truly admirable. With endless patience and encouragement, Kajal ma'am has instilled confidence and enthusiasm in her child's writing journey, and they share a very strong bond, and that bond itself exemplifies the impact of nurturing talent with love, making Kajal ma'am an invaluable foundation in Advit's literary achievements. So I welcome you, ma'am, to this podcast, and we are very happy to have you here.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So, ma'am, can you introduce yourself and share a little bit about Advit's background?
Okay, so I am Kajal Mehra. I am a dietitian, and Advit is a very imaginative boy. We saw it early in the years that his imagination was very good. He was a keen observer, but the only thing which was lacking was expression. He was a quiet child. He never used to speak a lot. So the expression was always missing. But because he was so observant and he was so quiet, so I thought that energy basically, in fact, that would make him even better observer. So yeah, so I just had to channelize that energy into writing. If you can't speak much, if you don't want to talk much, you can always write whatever you feel. So that's all I need to channelize. He's 10 years old now. He expresses himself better though. But yeah, writing has helped him. Writing has helped me because when he started expressing himself, it has become better. He has also started realizing that once he write, okay, I feel all that. So yeah.
Wow, very nice. Your child's journey, like Advit's journey, sounds so fascinating to us. It's so amazing. Okay, that's great. What made you decide to enroll Advit in the story writing workshop?
See, I being a creative person, I have always been into arts. I've always been very good in creative writing poems and other things. So that was one thing which I was very sure because that has helped me being emotionally aware. And since Advit was a sensitive child, I wanted him to be emotionally aware and strong as well. So yeah, so that was academics was one thing, a very big point because I knew that there he was lacking. So academics was one thing, but yes, emotional awareness is also very important. And me being a creative person, I was like, मेरा बच्चा emotional creative नहीं है. So that one point was like, okay, let's just tick this box if it can be. So I thought this workshop is a good trial. Basically, it was a trial for me, but he came out flying. So I'm very happy about it.
Wow. So it would be like a dream come true for you, right?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, it's like that. When we think of something to happen, we receive it very soon. So you were thinking about it and it happened, right? And you got an opportunity and you took action. So it's wonderful to have parents like you, so supportive for, their children. That was amazing. What was your initial reaction when Advit had attended the story writing workshop and he responded in a particular way? What
When
did you?
when he started attending, I remember that his coach Simran Gangwani ma'am always wanted them to write a story every day. So when he started, I thought he's going to struggle like so many stories, like it is 15 days, I can't write 15 stories. But he did not say that. When he started writing those stories, small story every day, so there that was the kicking point. Okay, I can do it. If I'm writing 2 stories, 3 stories now, fourth day, 4 stories. So that was the plus point that you made them write 1 story every day. So which make them realize that okay, I can write this quote, then this, then this. So yeah, so the bigger story became like he also said in his interview that it became a K-pop. That is because he has written 10 small stories before that. So that is what gave them confidence. So that is the best part. I think that is the part which helps.
Wow, that was amazing. So this is so nice to see his enthusiasm for writing develop daily, and this is a very good message for all the parents there, all the students there, that why repetition helps. Like this is what he did every day, and just say when you do cycling or when you learn some new skill or any
Exactly.
instrument, 2 days we cannot master it, but because he did it every day, he became a master. Yes, so that's a great learning and great sharing from you. So how another question, how did Advit evolve during the process of writing the story, especially the superstar story, and while co-authoring the book, how did he evolve? What kind of transformation you saw in him?
See, as I expected, he definitely become emotionally more aware of it, because since when he was going through the workshop, he was talking about the various emotions. He was talking about protagonist, antagonist, so the kind of emotions they feel. So in situations when he felt heroic in the some daily work he did, so all those things I could see happening, that he was becoming more emotionally aware. Plus, what I saw was when he heard the other students. So there
Wow.
were some things which were on inside of him, but he
Hmm.
was not recognizing them. But
Hmm.
when you hear other people saying something, then you say, okay, this thing happens with me also.
Yes, true.
So that also helped them
Hmm.
realize that, okay, we can use this kind of emotion, or we can use these words, the vocabulary, and
Hmm.
everything. So yeah, that evolution definitely I'd like to point out.
Wow, very good. So this transformation must have been incredible to witness for you as well,
Right.
because as a parent, every child would love to have this kind of transformation. Wonderful, ma'am. Now, I want you to throw light on this question. What role did you play in supporting Advait through this journey? What was your role?
Okay, so my more major role was motivation, because see, summer vacation is a time when kids want to enjoy, they want to travel. So there was a time when we were traveling to a relative house in Dehradun.
Mm-hmm.
So he wanted to miss a class here and there, or probably not write a story. So just taking out that, snatching that half an hour from the day to write that story, or just giving that 1 hour ki class attend kar lo till the time everybody's doing this, that you can utilize this time. Or when we were traveling to Goa, when we had to attend Dr. Kailash Pinjani's interview, and it was so wonderful, and I'm so happy that we did it,
Yes.
took out time. So my thing was just motivating कि वो he should finish the workshop so that he can, judge for himself whether he wants to do it, whether he wants to write the story, whether he wants to get published or not. He should be able to realize it only after doing the complete workshop, and should not miss much, so that the judgment is proper, basically.
Yes, very good, ma'am. So definitely your support surely has made a significant difference. That's why he became a published author. It made him reach to that goal wherein his story got selected, and he got his story also published. So this is amazing. So that's what parents' role is very important. Without parent support, it's just not possible, for a child to achieve success. So they have a very important role, and we are very grateful that we have a parent like you who supported your child. That's wonderful. Now I want to ask you another question. Like, how has this process, or you can say this co-authored book, becoming a published author, Advait becoming a published author, how has this impacted Advait's confidence and self-esteem?
Oh, yes, it has, because he was asked about his book a lot of time. People who received it, like we shared with our friends, family. So everybody wanted to talk to him personally, encourage him personally. So he thinks that he's done something. So that kind of an achievement for a 10-year-old, that you've done something independently, your name is there on Amazon. So your name is available somewhere. People are giving money to buy something which has your name on it.
Oh,
So that
wow.
kind of a thing definitely has impacted him, has given him confidence. Like he told also that he took about we took 5 books to his school, one for his principal, one for vice principal, then class teacher, and library.
Hmm.
So, but we ended up spending 7 to 8 books because his old teachers asked for it, and then he
Hmm.
used to be coming happy. Ma'am, Ashima ma'am also asked for it, and she said, I'm going to give it to me. I'm going to keep it.
Oh,
His
wow.
principal wrote a message, personal message on his, signed his book, and gave a personal message. So
Wow.
yes, all those things definitely boosted his confidence,
Wow.
and he thinks that our children are very emotional. They a lot of time they feel that हम तो कुछ नहीं कर सकते, because when we scold them they say okay I am a loser, I can't do anything. तो वो
Hmm.
emotionally इसके अंदर आ जाता था. It was
Hmm.
like that. He
Hmm.
used to get that kind of an
Hmm.
emotion, but now he knows
Hmm.
that if not something, I can do a lot of other things.
Yes, true. Very. Wow. Wow, ma'am. That was so nice. Ma'am, continue. I would like to hear if you have few sentences on this.
Yeah.
This.
So yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I can see him more confident, and I want that will for writing should not go away, because I've always been a creative writer and I really love expressing. I remember, matlab, when you grow old, when you come into a family, you have a lot of things happening when you can't do all that. I miss it nowadays. But
Hmm.
till the time I was studying, when whether it was required or not, I never
Hmm.
stopped writing. So I look forward for it.
Yes. So this is really such an achievement. Must have been a huge boost for Advait, and I can understand, the way even he spoke to me today, and the way you're telling me, definitely I can understand that internal this thing, that transformation has happened from inside. That is very important. So external will be visible once it's internally somebody is confident. Externally, it's always visible. So that's wonderful. Okay, now do you see have you noticed any in Advit's interaction? How does he interact with his peers and his teachers since the book was published? Like, do you see any change in his interactions?
I haven't seen much interaction, although, but yeah, with the friends basically, which happens in front of me, he
Hmm.
tries to use those words, and I mean, I would not like to use the word show off, but yes, that's what he has been doing, because
Okay.
a lot of words he has learned, and how does the process happen, all that,
Hmm.
because abhi in their school they are off to some writing skills and all. So
Okay.
he was using those word antagonist,
Ach-
protagonist, and
Yes.
so yeah, he's proud that he knows that word, and
Hmm.
he wants to tell that. So
To
that's one
others.
thing. Yes,
Wow. So basically, vocabulary enhancement has happened, you mean to say, right? He has learned
yes,
the new vocabulary in the class. So that is, yes, that really helps the child to become confident, because when it comes to friends, they need to express with the friends. So if when they learn from their friend, they see other friends expressing, they also want to do better than them.
right, because they get
So
competitive.
yeah, they get competitors. So this is really a moment to feel proud that vocabulary has also enhanced, and it should continue. Like, this writing should continue. This process should not stop. Yes, ma'am. So thank you so much for that. Okay, now I want to ask you, what do you think were the most valuable aspects of the story writing workshop for your child? Like, what was the best you found in this workshop?
What I found best was that you made them interact with other children, because as I've already expressed, I really like the idea of all the children continuing a particular story. Wherever I
Hmm.
could get time, I sat with him and I saw what was happening in the class. Like one person started the story and it was progressed by other students, then the other student, and it was basically the climax happened by
Hmm.
some other student. So
Hmm.
you can imagine, I mean, a story from the starting, from middle, or
Hmm.
when you want to end. So anything, basically the kind of kind of expression you need in the in between, or you probably started with a happy story, it ended up becoming hilarious or maybe sad or something scary. So that was the best part, that they could imagine all the emotion which other person is feeling and then take it forward from there. So yeah, that is one thing which I would like to appreciate.
Wow, thank you so much. It's great to hear that this workshop has been beneficial in this way. Now, just few more questions. How do you believe the skills which you are learned in the workshop will benefit Advit in the future?
Not only in writing, as I told you, if he has become confident or if he has become more aware of his emotion, if he expresses his emotion more, I'm sure that's going to help in a lot of fields, in his personal relations, in his relation with his friends, family. Like we as parents understand a lot of things which he doesn't say, but we want him to say, because at the end of the day he has to move out of parental guidance, he has to go out, study somewhere, he's going to grow. So that kind of a confidence emotionally also is very important. So yeah, that is one thing which I would like to mention, that we have gained, that an emotional awareness and confidence in speaking whatever you can, because when you're out there, people are really there. I mean, there's bullying, there is a lot of things happening which are not very positive. But if you are emotionally aware, you know where to draw a line, where to stop, where to be conscious about other person's emotions also, because you've sat with so many kids in the workshop, you've seen how people feel. So maybe it comes back to his mind at that particular point and he uses it. So yeah, that is one thing, that he's become emotionally aware and he's become confident. These two things I'd like to point out.
Very good. So it's great to see that these skills will aid him in the long term. Now, what would you say to the parents who are all watching us, who might be considering enrolling their children in a story writing workshop? Parents have to decide, the budget and spending on money on courses which will enhance their English language, because uh, everybody is looking for something, but they're not finding, or they are looking, they're trying, they're coming up to, but they don't end up taking decisions. Maybe it could be the budget, or it could be
See,
the time.
ma'am, I totally understand the budget frame and everything, but I also know that we as parents become impulsive and spend on a lot of things which are not that important. Like buying a shoe for them, we can spend, we're spending 1,000 rupees, we can spend 800, we can save 200 there. We can do a lot of things. This is just a 15-20 days thing. Please do it, and this is going to bring in a lot of fruit, whether they get published or not published. What they are going to gain, at least you'll know where they stand, in their language skills, in their confidence skills. They're going to meet so many people. We can always be choosy about where we want to spend. Our kids would not, they would want that shoe of 1,000 rupees. It is we as parent who have to decide whether that is important or this, and we can always explain them. I totally believe that if you give them time, you choose the right time and explain them, they will totally understand, because the kind of attention my son is getting and the kind of kick he's getting out of it. Okay, everybody's asking me about it. All the classes asking me about it. So the kind of kick he's getting, he would not miss that. If the budget we put in here, whatever was sacrificed for it, he's not missing that, right?
He's not missing that. Wow, this is so, dear parents, if you're just thinking about it, please take this valuable advice from Kajal ma'am, and we are really going to encourage all the parents. Thank you so much, ma'am, for that valuable feedback. And now, my final thought, my final question to you: just one piece of advice for you, from you, for the parents and students who are listening to this podcast, like your words of wisdom for all of them.
I think writing or expressing your emotions in any way, whether you write a poem, you write a song, you want to speak, you're a debater, that is the best thing that can happen to you. You can always vent out your anger, any other emotion for that matter, which is keeping you busy inside, heavy inside. Expression is the best thing. So if you can write it in a book, well and good. Maybe other people can learn from it. If not, at least write it for yourself, because writing is something which makes you lighter, which makes you think. Because when you're writing, when I used to write, you're going in a flow, but then you remember something else, and that thing you remember that you were missing. So yes, expression is very important. So किसी भी तरह से मिले, just grab it.
Yeah. So wonderful, ma'am. Your words of wisdom are greatly appreciated, and I would say thank you so much for your time. It has been, we have been very lucky to have a valuable parent like you, and thank you so much for joining us on this podcast today. Thank you so much, and
Thank you so much.
we wish you all the best in the future for Advit as well, and for you also, ma'am, in whatever
Hopefully,
endeavor
I
you take up.
connect with you soon for another thing which he has written. I am just keeping my fingers crossed. Thank you so much for doing whatever you've done for him. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.